Juneteenth is a holiday that has been celebrated by Black communities in Texas for more than 150 years.
Huge parades, all-day festivals, marching bands, drum lines, dancers.
The holiday commemorates the end of slavery in the United States.
Freedom. It commemorates freedom.
In 2021, Juneteenth became our newest national holiday, thanks in part to the efforts of Texan Opal Lee.
Freedom is the goal for everyone, not just Black people, not just Texans. Freedom for everyone.
So what's the story of Juneteenth? In June of 1865, 2 months after the end of the Civil War, the Union Army arrived in Galveston, Texas to free the last enslaved people in the South.
There were 250,000 enslaved people there, waiting and waiting to see how freedom would come.
That day, June 19th, became known as Juneteenth. But the story doesn't end there, because newly freed people across the country quickly realized that freedom alone wasn't enough.
They can't vote, they can't serve on juries, they can't hold public office, so how are they going to be truly free?
Real freedom meant having rights, specifically full and equal citizenship rights.
If they're going to have any hope of equal or fair treatment, they have to be citizens.
Because as Americans, citizenship is what makes us part of the we in We the People. It gives us important legal rights and protections under the Constitution simply because we were born here. But it wasn't always that way.
Equal citizenship for all Americans was not in the original Constitution.
Many of the ideals that we now think of as absolutely fundamental to American identity actually come from the struggle against slavery, the struggle to become a better nation.
This is the story of Juneteenth, the fight to end slavery in America, and how that fight remade the Constitution to guarantee freedom and citizenship for all Americans. Okay, so to understand how we got to Juneteenth, we need to go back to the start of the Civil War. In 1861, the issue of slavery had torn the nation apart. 1 year earlier, Abraham Lincoln had been elected president after promising to stop the spread of slavery.
The South just blows up. They cannot believe that this man is in the White House who they think is going to get rid of slavery.
Now, the truth is, Lincoln had no plans to abolish slavery. He just didn't want to see it expanded into the western territories of the United States, in part because he thought it would hurt poor white workers if they had to compete with enslaved labor.
But in a bit of a hysterical overreaction, the Southerners decide their way of life is threatened. They say, we are defending slavery, and that's why we're seceding.
11 southern states seceded. That is, they broke away from the United States to create their own country, which they called the Confederate States of America. Abolitionists like Frederick Douglass saw the moment as an opportunity.
Frederick Douglass was the most important Black leader in the 19th century.
Born into slavery, Douglass escaped as a young man and went on to become an outspoken anti-slavery leader.
From the very beginning of the war, Frederick Douglass had been pushing Lincoln to make the ending of slavery central to the war.
Lincoln, however, resisted. He simply wanted to bring the southern states back into the Union to keep the United States of America, well, united.
Now, at the beginning of the war, Lincoln said, we are not fighting to abolish slavery. We are fighting to preserve the Union, preserve the nation.
And while Lincoln didn't support slavery, he wasn't exactly in a rush to get rid of it either.
Lincoln was more than willing for there to be a gradual process by which slavery was ended. He wasn't talking about elimination of slavery overnight. He didn't think that was a good idea.
But 1 year into the war, things were not going well for the Union. They were losing a war they should have been winning, and Lincoln was forced to reconsider.
By 1862, it's clear that the war is dragging on.
White men who thought this war would be 90 days and that was it, They're losing limbs, they're losing their lives. It is a hideous war. And so people want it ended.
The Union desperately needed more soldiers.
There were many young men who didn't want to be in the service, and they didn't want to fight a war, period.
And from the very beginning, African Americans had told Lincoln, you arm black men, this war will be over very quickly.
Lincoln worried that Northern whites wouldn't support the idea, and he questioned whether African Americans would make good soldiers.
There were, of course, a lot of racist assumptions about the capacities of black people.
Lincoln did not have faith that black men would be brave enough to stand toe-to-toe with their former owners on the battlefield.
But black people were clamoring to join the fight. People like Robert Smalls. Robert Smalls was an enslaved man working on a Confederate gunship in Charleston Harbor, South Carolina. Smalls was determined to secure freedom for his wife and 2 children, so a year into the Civil War, he made a plan.
One night on May 12th, 1862, the captain and the 2 white crew members decided to leave the ship and went into town. So at the right time, about 2 o'clock in the morning, Robert Smalls dons the captain's hat.
And he steals the Confederate gunship.
He stops at one of the wharfs, he picks up his wife and children, and he picks up other people as well.
His plan was to deliver the ship and its precious cargo of guns and ammunition to the Union Navy, which was blockading the harbor. But first, he had to pass a series of Confederate forts.
This is absolutely the last set of dentures you'll ever need in your life. Whether you're missing 1 or 2 teeth or suffering from severe full-mouth tooth loss, this revolutionary product will perfectly fit your gums in
which was blockading the harbor. But first, he had to pass a series of Confederate forts.
Smalls had to make his way out of this heavily fortified, heavily occupied harbor.
There are guards there, and he's being challenged.
He knows the signs, the signals, the routines. He has studied all that.
They thought he was the white captain as the ship sails by, out to join the United States Navy.
Everybody on that ship could have been killed. He took that chance with his family on board. At the moment that he needed to be brave, he was.
Smalls became a big hero in the North. A group of slaves escaped right under the nose of the Confederacy.
They had believed that black men didn't have the courage or the intelligence to do that kind of thing. And Smalls showed them that they were wrong.
And Smalls wasn't the only one. Thousands of African Americans were escaping slavery and making their way to the Union lines, ready to fight. Many others were already supporting the war effort as spies, nurses, and laborers.
African Americans were utilizing their ingenuity, their talent, their intelligence, forcing and compelling President Lincoln to view them with new eyes. And certainly Lincoln is hearing this from his own generals who are saying, look, these black Americans are indispensable to our victory.
And he eventually realizes, this is the only way I save the Union.
And so the need for black soldiers is one of the things leading Lincoln down the road to emancipation.
Before he made it official, Lincoln decided to give the South one last chance. In September of 1862, he drafted a preliminary Emancipation Proclamation.
He drafts this preliminary Emancipation Proclamation, which is a threat to the South, but also an offer. It's basically saying, if you continue to fight and we win, slavery is over. But if you lay down your arms, you can keep your slaves. We will go back to the way things were.
And had they done that, he would not have sacrificed the Union to try to free enslaved people.
The South, however, did not take the deal. And so on January 1st, 1863, President Lincoln issued the final Emancipation Proclamation, declaring that all enslaved people held in rebel territory were forever free, and that they would be welcomed into the service of the U.S. military.
The Emancipation Proclamation is a military measure. It's not a measure of humanity, although Lincoln, I can guarantee you, understood what he was doing from a human perspective. But he's doing it primarily because he wants to win the war.
The proclamation didn't free everyone. It didn't apply to slave states, which had remained loyal to the Union: Delaware, Maryland, Kentucky, and Missouri. It only applied to Confederate states, and those states were not about to listen to Lincoln.
We need to remember that the proclamation is actually a promise of freedom. It's not actually freedom until the enslaved can get to the Union lines.
All the same, the Emancipation Proclamation was incredibly significant.
The Emancipation Proclamation clearly changes the character of the war, because now the end of slavery is one of the United States' goals. This is a war for freedom.
It's like pulling the cork off and letting the genie out of the bottle. Everyone understands the new chapter is beginning.
But the most important thing about the Emancipation Proclamation is that it says Black people will be welcomed into the military service of the United States, because that, I think, is what makes Black citizenship inevitable.
That's right. United States citizenship, which puts the we into we the people, had been denied to Black Americans by a Supreme Court ruling 3 years before the war. Let's go back for a second. In 1857, a case called Dred Scott v. Sanford was decided by the court.
Dred Scott had been taken to places where slavery was illegal by his master.
Scott believed that because he had lived in a free state and free territory, that he was automatically free.
So Scott sued for his freedom along with his wife Harriet and their 2 daughters. In an opinion issued by Chief Justice Roger B. Taney, the court ruled that not only was the Scott family not free, but they were not even allowed to sue for their freedom because they were not citizens of the United States.
The Supreme Court rules that no Black person can be a citizen. Citizenship is purely for white Americans.
And it is a devastating conclusion.
It meant the rights and privileges guaranteed by the Constitution did not apply to African Americans.
Citizenship is really not defined in the original Constitution.
It protects rights, the rights of citizens, but it doesn't tell us who's a citizen and who's not.
And so the court looked to settle the question by saying the founders had never intended for African Americans to be considered citizens.
They were property. They were not human beings in the sense of citizenship.
Taney said, how do we know the founders didn't want them to be citizens? One of the things was they were not permitted to serve in the military. And he said, because the military is an insignia of citizenship.
So 6 years later, in 1863, when Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation allowing Black men to serve in the military, it was a pretty big deal. Not only could they fight for their freedom, they could also stake a claim to citizenship rights. Now, to be clear, free Blacks like Frederick Douglass had long argued that all African Americans born in the United States deserved citizenship rights. But after Dred Scott, he realized that they needed a way to claim citizenship that could not be denied.
Frederick Douglass is really a clever strategist.
He understands that there's a bargain to be struck.
I'm really trying to improve my flexibility this year, so I asked ChatGPT to help me come up.
He understands that there's a bargain to be struck.
He believed that if Black people entered the battlefield, if they fought for the nation, then how could the nation say you're not worthy of citizenship?
Once you have Black men in the uniform of the U.S. Army, carrying muskets with the eagle on their shoulders, America will not be able to keep them out.
And so he not just encouraged, he begged Black men to serve.
And they responded. By the end of the war, nearly 200,000 Black men served in the Union forces.
The impact of Black soldiers on the war is actually enormous.
These Black men are serving in battles There are over 400 battles that they're in, some of them absolutely crucial.
And they suffered under horrendous conditions. Half the time they weren't paid, they weren't fed well.
Despite discrimination, unequal pay, and poor treatment, Black soldiers fought bravely, and they helped to turn the tide for the Union. As Lincoln had hoped. Their success and their sacrifice also changed his mind, and he came to support Black citizenship.
He recognized the debt that the country owed to Black men who had gone to war for a nation that until that point had not done anything for them except to keep them enslaved.
On April 9, 1865, after a series of big defeats, Confederate General Robert E. Lee surrendered his army to Union forces, marking the end of the Civil War. The Union Army marched through the South, enforcing the Emancipation Proclamation as it went. With each stop along the way, Black Americans learned they were officially free. The final holdout was Texas.
Texas is one of the areas of the Confederacy that's least touched by the U.S. Army. And people actually went to Texas hoping that they could continue to practice slavery.
The white plantation owners, many of them are fleeing Louisiana and fleeing other parts of the Confederacy and bringing along enslaved people into Texas.
And so by the time Union forces arrived in Texas, 2 months after the end of the Civil War and 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, there were still 250,000 enslaved people there. And that brings us back to Juneteenth. On June 19, 1865, Major General Gordon Granger and his Union troops arrived in Galveston, Texas, and issued General Order No. 3, which said that all slaves are free.
This was the first proclamation that the Union Army was there to protect the freedom of the emancipated slaves in Texas.
They responded the way African Americans did all over the country. They were absolutely elated.
It was a moment of celebration. It was a moment that many people had been waiting all of their lives for.
250,000 people were finally freed in Texas, and across the nation, nearly 4 million people had been emancipated.
They very quickly get to work building the world that is freedom. They move about to reunite their families.
Others wanted to become educated, so they started going to makeshift schools.
People tried to consecrate marriages. Marriage was illegal for people who were enslaved.
Black Americans were claiming the rights they had long been denied.
America was supposed to be a special place, and they simply wanted to be a part of that. As people born in America and people who had contributed so much to America.
But white people had their own ideas of what Black freedom meant.
Many southern states issued so-called black codes, restrictive laws designed to basically reinstate slavery under another name.
They clamped down on the freed people to deny them an education, to deny them access to land.
There was violence over almost every area of life.
There were various massacres that took place in Louisiana, in Tennessee. A lot of people got killed. So it was a bloody sort of time.
Black people realized that freedom meant absolutely nothing without the right to protect one's home, to protect one's family. And that's why they're pressing for citizenship rights.
Now, remember, by the end of the war, Lincoln supported Black citizenship, and most of Congress agreed with him. But just 5 days after Lee's surrender, Lincoln was assassinated. And the man who replaced him, well, let's just say he was no Lincoln.
Lincoln was succeeded by Andrew Johnson, a man who lacked all of Lincoln's qualities of greatness. He was deeply racist. In terms of political participation, he basically felt that that was still only for whites.
And so it became clear that if there were to be any hope of real freedom and equality for African Americans, that needed to be written into the Constitution. So let's stop for a second here to brush up on constitutional amendments. Amendments are changes to the Constitution. They are very different from regular old laws, which can be repealed by Congress or vetoed by a president who doesn't agree with them. A president like Andrew Johnson. Now, constitutional amendments need a huge majority. They need to be passed by 2/3 of Congress and ratified by 3/4 of all states. But the president has no vote in this process. And so, as the nation tried to recover from the Civil War, a time called Reconstruction, Black Americans pushed Congress to put freedom and citizenship for all into the Constitution so that those rights would be guaranteed.
What Black people want is a new birth of American freedom and a new American republic forged in multiracial democracy.
Black conventions meet throughout the South. They draw up demands, they send petitions to Congress, they hold demonstrations.
And the result was that Congress fought for and passed 3 new amendments to the Constitution during this period: the 13th, the 14th, and the 15th, what we now call the Reconstruction Amendments.
The Reconstruction Amendments are enormously important because they fundamentally changed the character of our Constitution.
The 13th Amendment abolished slavery throughout the United States.
The 13th Amendment doesn't simply free people. It says slavery as a status, as a category, as a practice, as a legal matter, is unconstitutional in the United States.
Once the 13th Amendment is ratified, there is no question anymore. Every person who had been a slave in the United States is now free.
The 14th Amendment says that anyone born in the United States is a citizen of the United States and gives them those rights.
Birthright citizenship, the right to be a citizen because you were born in the country.
It reverses the Dred Scott decision. So Dred Scott says blacks can never be U.S. citizens. The 14th Amendment says that's not true. If you're born here, no matter who your parents were, no matter how you got here, you are one of us.
This is the one secret greedy American dental clinics are desperate to keep from you. Developed by the Ivy League Dental Research Center in collaboration with top-tier specialists, the ultimate smart fit.
If you're born here, no matter who your parents were, no matter how you got here, you are one of us.
And the 15th Amendment says that the right to vote shall not be denied on account of race, color, or previous condition of servitude. In other words, it gave black men the right to vote.
States cannot deny you the right to vote because of race. It didn't change all the other laws. States could still deny you the right to vote because of gender, because you didn't own property, but states could no longer say only white people can vote.
Together, these amendments transformed the Constitution.
This is a sea change. It's a sea change for Black Americans who now are on new, firmer, different footing. And it transforms our idea about who belongs and how and why.
For the first time, the Constitution included this notion of equality for all.
The Reconstruction Amendments marked the promise of a new birth of freedom, of citizenship that belonged to everyone. And it was that promise that African Americans began celebrating year after year on Juneteenth.
The promise of Juneteenth is this idea of ending slavery, ending racism, ending inequality, and thinking about America as this really expansive place where all things are possible for everyone.
People would dress in their Sunday best. They would wear the nicest clothes they had.
How Black people loved to wear good clothes, and they dressed to the nines.
And they would go down to the barbecue grounds. It was very much a moment of jubilee. They're playing their instruments, they're singing songs, they're dancing, they're laughing, and they're eating food, and they're celebrating freedom.
Displays of dignity and citizenship are a huge part of these celebrations.
You see parades and people with floats that have beautiful flowers put on the spokes of the wheels.
Black men, former soldiers, are marching with a real regal military bearing.
African Americans were really proud to think about freedom and to embrace their freedom.
Juneteenth becomes a celebration and a commemoration, but also an opportunity to organize and uplift communities that are under siege.
Because the hard truth is that freedom continued to be denied to African Americans, even after it was enshrined in the Constitution.
Progress is not linear in American history. Progress is uneven.
As is always the case when there's progress with liberty or progress with equality, there's backlash.
And the backlash was Jim Crow. Separate drinking fountains, separate waiting rooms.
There's a rise of the Klan. There's also other racial violence.
The fire hoses and the police dogs.
Black people are fighting for the right to vote.
Rights can be gained, but rights can also be taken away. It takes vigilance on the part of American citizens to make sure that what our Constitution protects is protected in reality as well as just on paper.
Today, as our nation celebrates Juneteenth, we can reflect on our history and consider how it continues to shape our society.
Juneteenth is a time of reckoning. It's the first national holiday that deals directly with the legacy of slavery.
It's an opportunity to learn about slavery and about freedom and what that means in the United States.
We owe a huge debt to the formerly enslaved and those who are part of the Reconstruction generation.
They never gave up. Even when they got their freedom, they still pushed to make citizenship work for all Americans.
Freedom belongs to all of us, not just a few. And that's why we celebrate Juneteenth.
Freedom! Hello, y'all.
Yeah, freedom. I think they put them to sleep, CJ.
Freedom.
Freedom. Freedom.
Freedom.
Freedom.
Freedom. You wanna go home? Hey. Freedom. And before I be a slave,
I'll be buried in my grave
and go home.
and go home
To my Lord.
and be free.
Welcome,
Amen.
welcome, Mr. Benjamin. I know you've been a librarian, Mr. Benjamin. Please, if you what's the honors this morning?
Yes, let's celebrate, celebrate. All people celebrate freedom. Thank you for giving us the history. We cannot go forward unless we know the past, and the history was just before us. You saw what we gone through, what America's gone through, Black people's gone through. We this day celebrate. We have the freedom. Let's carry the love, the peace and joy throughout this day. Enjoy the food, enjoy the laughter, enjoy all that, and educate. So welcome to Freedom Friday. Let's go.
Amen. Let's go. And we are not going back.
No.
We are not going back.
No.
It's amazing that
Amen. We are not going back.
We are not going back. The 19th of June, because the South African Freedom Day is called, or Youth Day, it's called Youth Day. The other name that they have there for it is the Soweto, the Soweto Uprising Day. I was a part of that movement, and I'm telling you, we are not, CJ, you should not have played this, because this is collective, and it just takes me back, and I cannot understand for the life of me, why would anyone in this new time, we agree with what's going on in the White House. I'm just going to leave it there. I just cannot understand that. As a matter of fact, thank God I'm a Christian. Thank God I'm born again. Otherwise, I think there would have been a lot of people that I would just have cut off because you know why. Anyway, let's move on. Oh my, I get very emotional because my people here in this country, in South Africa, I was a part of the movement in South Africa. People got killed on June 16, 50 years ago. I'm 74. So take 50 years minus 74 minus 50 is 24 years of age. I lived this. Some of the people here in this country, especially the younger ones, don't know what people have given up to have this freedom that they're exercising today. So yes, Benjamin, we cannot afford to forget where we came from. We have to maintain the education, let these kids know that people died so that they can enjoy the freedom that they have today. Thank you, guys. I'm very emotional.
Thank you, Valerie. I think one of the things that it's important for us to do as well is to remember that temporarily we were slaves. Black people are not slaves. Black people come from Africa, where we had greatness, where we led the world, where we established the human race, and we were kidnapped and brought here and put in bondage. But in reality, we are a great people with great history, with great accomplishments before people came out of caves and were Neanderthals and were cavemen and were uneducated and were unrefined and unbathed and so forth. So the history we've experienced of suffering mainly comes from envy and jealousy of the greatness that we are. And we must never forget who we are, who we experience, what we experience temporarily, and what we must never allow to occur again.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my God. Very touching. June 19th.
To cut so deep, Malika, Mama Africa.
No, it's okay, CJ. By the grace of God, we are here. We did it. It's just that for me personally, we never thought when my group, when my generation fought the South African racism with our bare hand, we never thought we would experience the freedom that we are now experiencing in South Africa. We did it all for our children. And I feel so honored that I was a part of that movement. You understand? And that's why I came to this country. I needed to see where Black Americans came from. When I first came here, I went to the South all by myself. I was so innocent and fearless. I was just on a bus going from one city to one state to another state, Mississippi, all those states where they were still practicing racism, or where they were still treating Black people like that. Anyway, CJ, let me stop, because like I said, we have to get involved in politics. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go there. I don't know how people cannot get involved in politics. You have to get involved in politics. I thought I would never get involved in politics because I came to the US, but here I am. I had to get involved in politics. I had to, because look what's going on. Oh my God, let me go.
No, never, don't say, let me go. Keep that passion, keep it going. No, you keep doing what you're doing, because that's the energy that is needed. And you are our hope. So keep your voice going and keep saying what you're saying, because this is what we need. That spirit, that drive, that's what brings us all together. So keep hope alive, keep going.
Thank you, Benjamin. I will. I promise you I will. I'm going to be 85 years old, 90 years old. I will still be out there in this country, exercising my rights as a human being, as a Black person, in politics. I have to. It's in my blood. I cannot stop. Thank you. Thank you, Benjamin. We can't stop.
I love it. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. So much passion. And I have good news. I
Good
love
news.
to, yeah, I love to give good news. You
CJ,
can take it. Yes,
may I speak just for a minute while I'm at the light? I don't like to be on the phone.
absolutely. Listen. Let me be clear.
Listen, Linda.
On Fridays, and on Mondays. But on Fridays we do Freedom
Yeah.
Friday.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
We
but I don't like
do,
to be on the phone when I'm driving, and I'm driving. I just want
okay.
to, okay?
Go right ahead. Go right
Okay,
ahead.
good morning.
Freestyle.
Good morning, everyone. As
Morning.
Valerie said, I really appreciate you giving us this information this morning, but it really takes you back because it is so triggered. It's triggered you to know where we came from to where we are now.
Yes.
And the young generation don't even know what we had to go through back then.
Yes.
Especially if you was from the deep south. If
Mm.
you was from the deep south, saw things and see things that you would never expect.
Oh
I
my
say we
God.
are living in a world now of freedom. I came from where they had black only, whites only.
Yeah.
You go to the restaurant, you only go through the back door. You couldn't go into the front door. And the black man dare not look at a white woman. So, guys, we have to appreciate this, keep our history strong. So, this is where we'll be able to stay. Oh, I've got it. Okay, thank you, CJ.
Amen,
Thank
amen,
you.
sis.
Yeah.
Thank
Love
you.
it.
Thank
Love it.
you.
Love it.
Again, it's Freedom Friday. Just so happens that today's Juneteenth, but it's still Freedom Friday, Freestyle Friday. And the good news is that all that energy and all that passion, we can take it over here into Atomic Country. You see, this is where you have an online presence. Atomy is a global company. If you have an ID number this morning, and if you have a password this morning, and if you have access to a robust shopping mall, you have for yourself an online store that is in over 26 countries and more, and you have full blown citizenship and permission to go anywhere at any time with your business. And here's the next good news is that wherever you go, should you be gone from the United States and should you relocate to some other country, for whatever reason, your money will follow you. I encourage everyone to wake up and to shake up and to get your Atomy business going. It's a customer driven business. So share the products, share, and your customers will sooner or later become distributors. Don't hold back. You know, the fight continues. Bob Marley says in his anthem, Buffalo Soldier, fighting on arrival,
Hey.
fighting for survival. Are
Come
you
on,
still
man.
fighting, Gary, Mama?
Oh my goodness. CJ, you
Yeah.
don't know what that song meant to us. You don't know what Bob Marley meant to us as young people in South Africa. Oh my
Yes.
goodness. As a matter of fact, I ran into somebody one day here who said something
Yes.
stupid that I'm not from Africa, a black person. She was taking the
Yes.
silliness. I'm like, sweetheart, if you don't know your history, just go ahead and listen to Bob Marley. He'll tell you where you're coming from.
Yes. Whew. Malika, I did not intend to cut so deep. I did not intend to cut so deep. But we have to do this. It's a little moment in time where we just have to re-engage and reignite and remind ourselves Yeah, Juneteenth. Yeah. So the good news is let's take all that energy. Let's take the fight for freedom. Excuse me, and emancipation and economic liberation. Yes, the good king said in Ecclesiastes, I think it's chapter 10, the 18th verse, and it says, after feasting, after all the hoobla hoobla hoobla, the king says, money answers all things. Yeah, that's the king, the wisest, and who knows, perhaps the wealthiest man that ever lived. And make no mistake about it, he was black. Do your research. The King Solomon, David's father, King David, no, David's son, excuse me, I apologize. Was black and comely. So, Mr. Benjamin, I think we might have some guests on the show this morning. Freedom Friday, Freestyle Friday. We wouldn't mind if you could just welcome anyone and everyone to just,
Sure.
Yeah, please go ahead.
All right, welcome everyone that is here. 21 of you that are here on this Freedom Friday. We welcome you to unmute, to let your voice be heard. We want to hear from you, where you come from, to share with us what you're learning, share with us what you'd like to know, what is your curiosity. Unmute your mic. You tap on the mic where it says, where it's red, and unmute it and say, hey, this is me. I'm from XYZ, and I love being here, and who brought you as well. And so we welcome you to this Momentum Morning, which is helping us grow in so many ways. So welcome, welcome, welcome to Freedom Friday. Who's new? Who's old? But who's new? Who brought somebody? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Benjamin. Appreciate you, my brother. From another
Greetings,
mother.
everyone.
Hi,
This
Monica.
is Monica. Greetings from South Atlanta Center here in Atlanta.
Happy to have you, Monica. Go right ahead.
Oh, I just jumped on this morning. I was going through the WhatsApp, and I said, let me jump on. I come on from time to time, but it's been a while. Busy, busy, busy. Growing Out Center. Angelina and I, we're going back and forth to different areas and having fun with Atomy. Love, love, love the products. I'm one of what they call the product person because I love the ingredients in Atomy's products. So I'm always researching. I usually do the product presentation for Tony on Sunday nights, and just love jumping on the calls and learning from all the other Atomians. So glad to be here. I love the subject this morning. I love Freedom Fridays, Freestyle Freedom, and it was so appropriate that Juneteenth fell on this day, and just sharing hearing the passion from the people. And I mean, I didn't live down south, but technically I was south because I grew up in Baltimore, Maryland, which is officially below the Mason-Dixon line. And I didn't know that until I was in my 30s, that we are considered Southern because we were below the Mason-Dixon line. One of my friends from Florida pointed that out to me. But I grew up where we had race riots in high school. So I grew up with, black and white, but I moved to California when I was turning 16. I moved to California, so it was a whole different world out there. And I lived out there for like 15 years, and I moved back to the East Coast, and then eventually moved down to Georgia. But I talk to people that live here that are older, and they say still certain areas you don't want to go to, and I see that. I see what they mean here in the South, being some of these little
I call it hick country towns in Georgia, but you see that. But the other thing is, we talk about like where we came from. People say we came from Africa, whatnot, but people don't realize that the world was all flat. It was all, everything was together. All the land masses were connected, millions of years ago. And so for them to say that we don't belong here in America, well, we were already here, and so, is our history is so distorted, and we didn't learn a lot about a lot of things. And so, we just don't know, but it's so important that we do share with the younger generation how powerful we are as a race of people and what we can do when we're united together. And I mean, it's so important. Even with New Black Wall Street, I had seen a video probably a month or two ago about all these areas in the United States where they were similar New Black Wall Streets, that we were just prospering, doing our thing. And I thought, wow. So with that being said, I'm excited for us. Angeline always say that they always have this term that they say that we're gonna make it a little darker over here in Atomy. I'm excited for us to be at the beginning of Atomy, knowing that there's not that many people here in the U.S. and we have an opportunity to make an impact to help our people with phenomenal products such as Atomy to help us with health and wellness challenges. I mean, health challenges that we have so that we can get well. So I'm excited for being a part of this. So thank you for letting me share.
Absolutely, Monica. And the reason why I'm going slow right now is because I just kind of want to sink in for a minute. And Monica, make no mistake about it. You're so welcome here. And Angeline, listen, this space, this momentum morning experience, it has nothing to do with CJ. I tell you that right now. It's for us. It's about us to change our lives to make it better. It's a generational thing here to build a legacy and to keep it going. Um, Imagine, Monique or Monica, that the chairman, Mr. Park, all the way from South Korea, I think it's what 16, 18 hours, okay, away, and he be inspired to to create this product or to distribute or to market this product called Hemahim, coming all the way from South Korea. And here we are gathered around the fireside on a Friday morning to preach the gospel of Atomy, Hemahim, cherish the spirit, create the vision, follow the faith, serve in humility. I pray, I really, really pray that we all become bona fide crusaders and build each other. We have been fighting, and even right now, this minute, as we are on this call, there are forces that would want to take away citizenship rights, push us back, push us away, push us away, push us back. And so the fight continues. So welcome, welcome. Freestyle Freedom Friday. Thank you, Monica. And please let Angeline know that, yeah, we love her. We love you guys. We love what you're doing. The other day, there were a bunch of us went over to Southwest Florida, Fort Myers, and we started a fire over there. And I hope and I pray and I'm looking forward to the likes of Monica and Angeline and others join us as we spread the fire, as we spread the message. Yeah, love what you do, Monica, and thank you for sharing this morning on Momentum Mornings Freestyle Friday. And come again. We're glad to have you. Monica.
Thank you. Glad to be here. Appreciate it.
You know, not too long ago, like maybe 3, 4 years ago, I remember for the first time, Monica, just doing a long drive through Alabama, Mississippi. I think I cried. I could still feel in the spirit, in the breeze, I could still feel the pain. I could still feel and hear the moaning of my brothers and sisters raped, hung upon trees, lynched, burnt. They took the babies and used them as alligator baits, and I felt it. I had to. I couldn't stay too long in Alabama, and I wasn't born here, but I know the history. Ted Turner and all these guys, the Underground Railroad. Yeah, he who feels it knows it. He who feels it knows. So happy Juneteenth. Let's keep the fire burning. Let's keep the fight. Let's stick to the fight. Yeah. Okay. So, still waiting. If there's anyone you're here for the first time, you would like to introduce yourself. Yeah, I'm CJ, your host for the most. We have Valerie here. We have Benjamin here. We have Monique here. We have Monica, so, and a whole host of family members here. Yeah, we keep it real here. So, if you have a question, if you have something to share, tell us who invited you. We'd be glad to welcome you to the Momentum Morning call. Yeah. Did you take care of him or him today?
Absolutely.
Malika.
Yes, look, I can say this. CJ, just wanted to say this. I hadn't tried the bitter melon, but at the product demo 1 day seminar, they had the sample of the bitter melon. And if you missed that event, make sure the next time the company put on a product demo 1 day seminar, go invite your guests, your family, your friends, your enemies, but invite them, because I'm telling you that it's a great opportunity to share with your people, and the company paying for it. You didn't have to pay a dime, and you get to share all those products and win prizes and all that. But I tried out. We had the bitter melon table, and since been trying it, I and I had a great time just studying the product and learning. And this is a great opportunity with even just that product, with all of them really, to share with people the importance of our health. This is an educational time, because having to study the bitter melons, because we were working at table. I mean, and then watching all the videos, people don't even realize that we as black people, we eat, we love eating, we love sitting around talking, eating, and then we'll eat and then we get sleepy talking about we got itis. But the reality of it is that our sugar is spiking. When you get sleepy after eating, your sugar spikes. And how fatal that could be when it keeps happening, go up and down. An hour or so later, you're hungry. So I mean, your sugar drops. So I mean, you want to eat something again, and then it spike up and go up and down. And them up and down spikes leads to your arteries being clogged, leads to heart failure, and you all of a sudden somebody have a heart attack and you don't even understand why or how it happened. It was because of that. And just informing our people in our communities how important it is to understand what's happening to our bodies. And we have a solution, a simple packet of bitter melon that they could take 15-30 minutes before they eat. I mean, that is so powerful that we can share the education of it and then share a product with them. So I just love, again, I love the products and what they can do and what they will do for us. But we have to really educate ourselves so that we can educate our family and friends. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, Monica, for bringing up bitter melon, because CJ, before, I mean, God is just so good. that we have these products, especially bitter melon, in the local mall because people used to order it from Korea. I had customers on bitter melon, and they did not mind ordering it from Korea. So here we have it now in the local mall, and it is an amazing, amazing product. I love that product because of the diabetes. And so my family has I lost a brother because of that horrible disease. I have a younger brother right now who's hospitalized because of diabetes. So yeah, that bitter melon is something to write home about. And again, we are just so grateful that it is now here in the U.S. Mall. Were you on the call last night, CJ? Didn't Pastor do a great job demonstrating the vital? Wasn't it amazing?
Are you kidding me?
I'm sorry.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we are just. I'm so grateful that these products are on the U.S. mall. Thank you, CJ.
I think next week, Thursday, Valerie, and please remind me. I'm not able to write it down right now, but there are two things I would love to feature next Thursday on the Cosmic to Millionaire show. Is that Root Vital and the Madame C.J. Walker movie, because here it is. It was all about hair care and beauty party all combined. And she used hair care products to propel herself all the way into millionaire status. So much so, Valerie, that she was able to build her not house, not condo, not whatever, her mansion right beside the mansion of John D. Rockefeller. And we all know who that was. Yeah. That oil tycoon. She became a mover and shaker. Hair care product. We have the Hair Vital, guaranteed to regrow hair in 4 weeks, 92.67%. And Atomy is not playing tame. Atomy is actually boasting and bragging about it because it has mastered the science of the scalp biome. We know about the microbiome and got it. The same science has been now applied to the scalp, which is just an extension of the face. So the same science and technology that is into de-aging and reverse aging is now contained in the Hair Vital products. Come on, family, let's go. We have some products here that can put you right up there beside the White House, put you in the driving seat. Come on, it's Freedom Friday. Know your products and get with it. Yeah, there are people who are quietly mourning hair loss. They're not saying it, but look around you, pay attention. Yeah, and let's get these products and go out there and represent. So let me at least. Malika, gotta bring Madame C.J. Walker back on stage because that's a story all by itself right there. Nothing to stop you. She did it in an era where it was just not possible. How can someone just out of slavery, a washerwoman, a black woman, how in the world, no voting rights, how in the world are you able to build for yourself a sprawling mansion right beside John D. Rockefeller? Yeah, she did it. Her beauty party and the product. Hair loss. Someone wants to say something?
Noted, CJ. I'll remind you Wednesday night.
All right. So at least let me feature our number one standalone product in the store. If you are new here this morning, your first time here, let me introduce to you the product that caused the birth of Atomy, the company. And may I also remind everyone who is here again, the reason why Hemohim does exist. And if you are new here, I'll tell you the reason why there is a Hemohim product that we talk about, that we sing its praise. So the owner, chairman of this company called Atomy, and I'll be playing a quick video in a minute. He was in the hospital. He was dying, liver injury. Yeah, real story. Someone in those moments, as the doctors were about to give up, I mean, it was a liver situation. Well, someone introduced Chairman Park to Hemohim. Yeah, he's alive. He is alive. And himself and Dr. Im Jungla combined forces, and they decided that because Im Jungla, Dr. Jungla, and Chairman Park both had an issue with liver, we have both the Hemohim now, and guess what, guys? The fermented noni, the best out there. The fermentation that causes this thing to be so bioabsorbable, and it will help to restore the liver. So any liver issues out there, we have our Hemohim, we have our fermented noni, and we have our milk thistle. So let me just bring on stage our Hemohim video. It's a short one, and we will take a few more calls or testimonials or whatever. It's Freedom Friday, and if you have something to share, bring it.
The number one mistake people make in a blackout? They waste their backup power on the fridge.
This Hemohim product is pretty incredible, really quick. I just want you to understand, the newcomers, that this Hemohim was not produced, again, for the general mass, which is us. It was originated in a laboratory that's funded by the Republic of South Korea's government, so the taxpayers of South Korea, actually, we need to thank them. They are funding this company just like us. We pay taxes in the U.S. Our tax dollars go to the federal government, Pentagon, NASA, so on and so forth. So this product, what is it? For those of you that are wondering, please don't just take it because somebody told you to take it. You need to figure out and do your own due diligence and research to see why this product is working for you. First thing, this product is not just for sick people. It is not a medicine. It will not fix your ailment. But what it will do is it will enhance your lifestyle. The reason why is when you ingest this, it will kickstart your natural killer cells. That means it's your first line of your immunity defense system. As we are aging, I look around the room, and majority of us are in the baby boomer era, 1946 to 1964. On top of that, we're living longer because we're eating better, we're drinking better. So the longer you live, the more we have to fight aging, in essence. This Hemohim will protect your first line of defense. If your first line of defense in your immune system is damaged, you will be guaranteed to get sick. You will not be able to fight off any deadly pathogens that may come your way. So please take this seriously. Don't just take one and think something's going to happen, because we have something called body mass, right? So minimum, like my size, I take about 4 a day. Right? I love it because it makes me feel good. It gives me energy. It will balance out my red and white blood cells, and this oxygenates your blood. Something that is very, very important, because we can live out without certain organs, but if I strip all the blood and oxygen out of your human body, you will become a corpse, period. So this is a very, very serious product. Please try it. If you don't like it, it's okay. You will get used to it. Give any of our products at least 30 days before you say no.
Right. And there you have it. That's your Hemohim. And let me bring on stage my bitter melon. Here we go.
Blood sugar spike. Blood sugar cut. Time to manage your blood sugar? Choose Atomy Bitter Melon, a Korean MFDS-approved functional ingredient that helps reduce post-meal blood sugar spikes. Immature Bitter Melon Extract contains 2.59 milligrams of GABA from immature bitter melon extract, sourced from 3% of unripe fruit harvested before the seeds become toxic. Human trials on immature bitter melon extract showed significant blood sugar reductions and improved glucagon response. With 5-in-1 benefits and ultra-small tablets, 2 sticks a day help build a healthy post-meal blood sugar habit with Atomy Bitter Melon.
All right. Freedom, freedom, freedom. Hello, y'all.
There you have it. Freedom, freedom, freedom.
Any last words this morning before we go? Take your time. Hey, Victor, good to see you. Long time.
Thank you, sir. I've had a challenging week, but I'm good. God is good.
God is good.
God is good all the time.
Okay. Keep it positive, keep it real. Okay. Okay. Well, if there are no questions.
Thank you for having me. I'm stepping off. Thank you. Enjoy your weekend, everyone.
Thank you, Monica. Enjoy. Have a great weekend. Thank you. All right. So if there are no other questions, no testimonials this morning, we are out of here. Enjoy the weekend. Happy Friday. Freedom Friday. Happy Juneteenth.
Yes, CJ, I just want to say thank you for all you do, CJ. Thank you. I was trying to get on this phone for 20 minutes, trying to get my mic unmute, but these phones tell me when it's going to do what I wanted to do, not me telling the phone. I've been trying to get on. The phone would not let me get on.
All right.
So I just want to say thank you. Thank you for all you do. It's very educational, getting our attention, for a change. So thank you so much. Just keep doing what you're doing. One day you'll be surprised to know what you have following you. Your work, I should say. Yeah.
I thank you. I thank you for your sincerity. I thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
All for one.
Well, have a great weekend, everybody. Love you guys.
Love you too. All right. Okay. So, with that said, anyone else? Well,
hey, I found a tape on Tahija Noni that from when I was in Marinda, and I'm like, wow, this testimony, this tape cassette, I'm gonna put it on digital. So when we talk about testimony of Noni and Tahija Noni and the Marinda, oh yeah, I'm gonna share it with you guys when we get a chance.
Please do, because what I want to do, Benjamin, and I appreciate you, Ben. I really would love to take a minute and bring on stage this Marinda citrifolia. We really do not understand that we have a champion product here in our Noni. And yes, so I welcome your sharing that video, Benjamin, somewhere in the course of the coming week.
It's cassette, audio.
Okay. Still, it will work. I really want to encourage us to understand that between our hemohim and the fermented noni, we have a power pack combination right there. You see, it's all about the science of the mitochondria. And if you can get and I pause the 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 noni, and there are 131 different species. You won't, not all noni fruits are the same. So you want to get one that is clinically tested, one that is really grown under extreme organic conditions. Indonesia, Java, from the Atomy farm, and you want to have that fermented noni juice, not even juice, it's a concentrate that is fermented the length of time that ours is fermented, making it so absorbable. And that noni that we have, the, the Morinda of yesteryears made folks millionaires. We have a product that is even now superior, way superior to the noni from the Morinda of yesteryears. So guys, I invite you to step up and to just choose that product. Hemohim, I don't know. Fermented noni, I don't know. Skincare. And by the way, do understand that the top selling products for the past 5 years, the 5 top selling products, number 1, your Hemohim. Number 2, your skincare products. Number 3, your fermented noni. Number 4, your probiotics. And guess what? In 5th position, it's your toothpaste. And guys, package it, put your label on your product, represent, and get out it. It can make us millionaires. It really can. I'm serious. So Ben, I will be happy to play that audio, the testimonial next week, and we're going to bring our noni on stage for real. We have our milk thistle, we have our bitter melon, we have the skincare product. We have so much. There's no reason why we should be going slow. We're going to speed up, speed up. We're also going to, before the month closes out, let's crack the code and do a little beauty party here and there. Okay, so that's all for me, Benjamin. That's all for me.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day, sir.
Father's Day. Wow.
Yeah,
Happy
happy Father's
Father's
Day to all the
Day.
fathers.
Happy Father's Day to all of our wonderful fathers on this Momentum Morning Call. CJ, happy Father's Day to you.
Yes.
Happy Father's Day, Victor. Happy Father's Day, Benjamin. Oh my gosh. Happy Father's Day. Yeah. We love you guys.
Can't forget it.
Love
Yes.
you too. Love you too. Have Aja.
Aja.
God bless.
God bless.
God bless.
Thank you, Andrew.